Hola a todos, yo soy Viviana. In this video, we will learn about demonstrative pronouns in Spanish. I know, it seems a little hard, but I'm sure it's going to be very easy for you. Then, let's get started. Comencemos. The first thing that you should to know is that a demonstrative pronoun is a word that we use to point to something or someone depending on the distance that exists between us and that object or that person or this object or this person. For example,
¿Este yogurt? No. Ese no. ¿No? ¿Este yogurt? Sí. Ese sí.
but also we use demonstrative pronouns to point out something we don't know. María, ¿qué es esto? Sí, dime. ¿Qué es esto? Eso es un cuaderno. Well, in English, it says four demonstrative pronouns. This, that, this, and those. But in Spanish, it's a little different. Why? Well, it's different because in Spanish, we need to think in three aspects. The first aspect is the gender. For us, it's very important the gender because maybe you are talking about an object or a person that have a specific gender. Maybe it's female or maybe it's male, and this is very important. Because these situations can be changed our demonstrative pronouns them. The second aspect is that we should to think in the distance because in English it says two kinds of distance, this and that. But in Spanish it says three kinds of distance. And this is important too. And the third aspect is that in Spanish, you need to think in talking about plural or singular. But don't worry, in the practice it's very easy and I am going to explain everything in a very detailed way.
First, we will talk about the singular. In singular, there are three genders for demonstrative pronouns: female, male, or neutral. Each of these genders is used according to the distance, which can be in three ways. The first distance is when an object or person is near me. This is equal to this. The second distance is when the object or person is away from me. This is equal to that. The third distance is when I'm talking to someone else and I point out something that's not near me or the person I'm talking to. But the truth is that it is not very popular to talk about the third distance. However, it is important to know it. The female gender is used for objects or people. For this is esta. Esta manzana. Esta manzana. For that is esa. Esa manzana. Esa manzana. And for the third distance is used aquella. Aquella manzana. Aquella manzana. Demonstrative pronouns in the female gender always ends in a. The male gender is used for objects or people. For this is este. Este limón. Este limón. For that is ese. Ese limón. Ese limón. And for the third distance is aquel. Aquel limón. Aquel limón. The neutral gender is used only with objects. We can use this gender with people. And we use it in different cases. We use this gender when we don't want to mention the name of an object. For example, on a table, there's a lipstick and you tell your wife, please put this in your bag. Coloca esto en tu bolso. We also use this gender to talk about things we don't know. For example, you come home and you see a box, and since you don't know what's inside the box, you don't know the gender of the things in it. So you ask your wife, what is this? ¿Qué es esto? The third way to use this gender is for situations. Maybe your wife tells you, I don't love you, and you answer, I don't like this. No me gusta esto. Then for this is used esto. ¿Qué es esto? What is this? ¿Qué es esto? For that, we use eso. ¿Qué es eso? What is that? ¿Qué es eso? And for the third distance, we use aquello. ¿Qué es aquello? The neutral gender in the singular always ends in O. Now let's talk about the plural. In the plural, there are only two genders, female and male. The plural of the female gender is formed by adding s to the singular female gender as follows. Estas. Estas manzanas. Esas. Esas manzanas. Aquellas. Aquellas manzanas. In the male plural gender, the most common error is to add s to the singular male gender, and this can't be done because the correct way is to form the plural gender by adding an s to the neutral gender. Estos. Estos limones. Esos. Esos limones. Aquellos. Aquellos limones. The trick to not confuse all these pronouns is the following. Whenever you talk about the pronoun this or des in Spanish, the pronoun always has T. When you use the pronoun that or those in Spanish, the pronoun never has T. You should also remember that the female singular always ends in A, and its plural is formed by adding S. The neutral singular ends in O, and if you add S, it becomes the male plural, and the male singular ends in E or L. Are you ready to use these pronouns? Already subscribed to this channel? Remember that every week I post 3 videos. Don't miss them. Adiós.